Welcome back to another episode of Drink Tales. And today is that time of the month. You know, usually every month we do a little segment that we call Tasting Notes. And in Tasting Notes, we put together like a charcuterie board or some kind of food to go along with some kind of alcohol or mixed drink or anything of that nature. And we just talk about it. And it's October, so naturally we have to adjust for the season. Now, I resisted the urge to just do a straight up spooky Halloween all candy bonanza. Instead, I went for, a fall type look and feel and flavor. But there are some spooky elements in it. So, looking at what we got today, as you can tell, I was going a lot for color and season. And the colors that I wanted to express, particularly in my fruits, was dark blacks and blues and dark reds and purples, things like that. As you see, we got grapes, we got cranberries, we got blackberries, and we got blueberries. And over here in the corner, we got olives. If I wanted to, I could have done black olives to really lean into the motif, but because my thought process with the color was fall and particularly leaves, I know that you have some fall leaves that still have a little green in them, especially around October. So I wanted my olives. I'm using Capistrano olives this go around. One, because I love them, and two, because I wanted that little bit of green. It's that last hint of green before we completely go into fall and winter. For my meats, brought back prosciutto. Prosciutto is always a good meat on any cheese board. And new to the table, haven't used this before, hard salami. Once again, I was going for a color, and there's a little taste in there in that factor as well. How can I explain it? The hard salami is a little bit, I guess, tougher, so to speak, than the prosciutto.
Hard salami.
I guess that's why they would call it hard salami. Compared to the prosciutto. So I wanted the difference in texture. I'm going with a wheat cracker this go around instead of a plain cracker. One, for the color, the season, things like that, and two, for the taste, considering what we're doing. And for cheese, I'm using brie. Now, there are a couple of things for this board that I did not use that I think are worthy alternatives or worthy additions. Figs for one. Especially like your dark blue figs, your bluish black figs. Those are excellent for the board for this time of year. And additional cheese, blue cheese, and not the crumpled blue cheese, but like get a block of blue cheese.
So that you can slice.
Exactly. Slice up a couple of pieces and throw them in there. Also jams. A good
Any flavor in particular?
I was going to go for, I saw a fig chili jam that I wanted to use, but I decided it would be too much and it would be clutter on this particular board. If I had a bigger board, if I was going all out and there was like a party, I would definitely have added it as well. Trying to think of some other fruits. Apples is another one, particularly red apples, of course.
That's synonymous with this season and this month.
Exactly. And For the Halloween flavor, if I was doing a particular Halloween theme, I would probably go with like some honeycomb, or this is gonna sound weird, and I know it's disgusting, but there are 2 or 3 people that'll like it. Candy corn. Throw some candy corn in the mix. I know it's gross, but like 4 people in the world like it, and one of them might come to your little shindig. So just have them on the board, or if you're like me, just put them in a bag in the corner.
Or those people that like candy corn, you can ask them politely to leave.
That too, but you don't want to be rude. What are you doing over there?
I'm actually doing a Halloween themed drink to go with the board. I was gonna ask you if they specified any drinks in particular that pairs with this.
Not particularly, but I always thought something, and it seems like you agree, something wine forward would be the way to go, particularly red.
Pinot Noir is what I'm using here. It apparently is a big staple around this particular time of the year. So I'm gonna use that in a punch, a sangria as it were. I just want to point this out too. When it comes to making drinks themed around Halloween and this time of year anyway, like I said, dark wines, red wines is what you want to go for. Blood orange is a good flavor when you're trying to do punches and stuff like this, and particularly for the kids. You want to theme your liquors dark, particularly for the kids. Well, I'm speaking in general. Like you want to
younger but 21.
Sure, you know what I mean. Like your juices, your liquors. You want to theme them dark. You want to go with flavors that are in season with the fall. You know, in particular, if you're trying to do a punch and it's for the kids, a popular ingredient that you want to use is sherbet because it creates that effect. It creates that boggy smoke effect. Ooh, spooky boo, whatever. This in particular, what I'm gonna do is basically adult beverage Halloween punch. So I'm going to start with, and this is gonna be kind of weird because while the ingredients are themed for a punch or are measured for a punch,
you're doing it in a single glass.
Yeah, because I'm not making an entire punch just for me. So I'm gonna add some brandy, which is gonna be about 1 ounce of that. You know what? 1/2 ounce will do. 1/2 ounce of brandy. I'm going to go a full ounce of the Pinot Noir. And this is gonna sound weird, but the recipe calls for a cinnamon stick to go inside and marinate. I don't have that, so I'm just gonna sprinkle some cinnamon in here.
Okay.
Not that much though, because I think that would be overkill. And I'm gonna add some ice and shake. I know this is getting weird, guys, but you know, like, stick with me.
Oh, if this were a punch, you would just put all this stuff in the bowl.
If this was a punch, like a full bottle of the wine, 1/4 of a cup of the, I wanted to say Remy Ma, of the brandy, and you wanted to add, I'm gonna get to the next ingredient in a minute. But after your wine, after your brandy, You're gonna add like a cinnamon stick. You're gonna add some other fruits like lemon, lime, oranges, blood oranges. You're gonna also do, I want to say, blackberries and the like, and blueberries and stuff like that. And you're also going to add some ginger ale in here. And that was the ingredient that I didn't want to reveal yet, since this was part of what I'm making. Now, I may be a little off on the measurements for this in particular, but you know, like I said, I'm just making this for one person. You can add your ingredients to taste. Also, to know when you're making this as a full-on punch, you're going to have to let it sit for like half a day to a full day, just to let like the cinnamon and stuff marinate.
Okay.
So if you want to taste that, feel free.
Good color. I like the fizz that we got when you first poured it. Oh wow. It does have this fall taste. The cinnamon. I'm definitely getting the cinnamon.
Yeah, I thought so.
But is it good? I think it's good. I think I would add maybe a scotch bit more Cavassier. But like you said, you're just doing this for one person. If this were a punch, it'd be the whole bottle anyway. So. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, that is good. I am a genius when it comes to this.
All right.
You should respect me.
So with that said and done, I would say that even as a single drink, it goes perfectly well with our board. Especially considering there's wine involved. With that said, I'd say that that's a wrap. like this is the perfect board for an October evening. And like I said, if the initial additions that I quoted before, like the jams and things like that, I would put those in addition if I were making a bigger board for a party. But for like 2 or 3 people for the night, I thought this was fine. You got your colors there. I think, like I said, I themed it around color. I've even got it going from, you know, transitioning colors. I was going for fall leaves. I think I succeeded in that regard.
I think you did too.
With that said and done, that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you're notified of all upcoming content. And make sure to check us out on Instagram and check us out on Twitter. But until next time, everybody. Peace.